Welcome back to Random City Sports Ballers, fellas. Okay, I had an email I received today. It's in regards to my most recent video. I was talking about some of my teams, and some of those teams are not doing well. We got an 11th place, we've got an 11th place, we got a 9th place. And this person asked me, he says, how are you not, and I'm going to paraphrase, how are you not worried about the position on some of these teams? How are you confident that they'll still make the playoffs? Well, okay, this is actually kind of easy for me here, okay? I'm going to explain that. So let's go over to this league. We're going to look at C3, who's in 9th place. Now, we're not going to do too much here. We're going to look at the head-to-head stats for the season, knowing we took a bad loss this week. We're going to look at the total numbers, and then we're going to go down to each category. All right, so in runs, I don't normally do great in runs. I bring them along for the ride, okay? So in my runs, I am in, looks like 9th place, excuse me. Home runs. My home runs are still in 3rd place in the league here, fellas. You see, so I still am doing well in that category. Remember, these are the categories I target. Home runs, RBIs, give me an army of pitchers. Okay, so let's look at RBIs. In RBIs, I am in 6th. Not great, not terrible. We know I don't draft for stolen bases, where I am in 9th. And we know I don't draft for average, where I am in 10th. Okay, then we'll look at pitchers. Let's take a look at the wins. With 22 wins, I'm 3rd. With 23 saves, I am 4th. With 431 strikeouts, I'm number 1. With ERA at 3.05, I'm number 2. And with a whip at 1.04, I'm number 2. You see, so here we look at these numbers. And while I have taken some losses, it's not because I'm not obtaining the numbers I want. I'm getting good numbers here. It's because other teams are just having a better week. This happens in fantasy sports. So this team, which is basically winning strikeouts all the time, winning ERA and whip, going to continue this. These are great numbers here, fellas. The saves are excellent. The wins are excellent. Even the batting numbers. The runs, not great, but I draft for home runs and RBIs. Home runs, 3rd. RBIs down in 6th. So we're looking at, 5 categories that I should be winning basically every week, but other teams are having good weeks, so I am not worried about this team. It may seem like I should. In fact, where are we at here? That was C3. I'm winning 5-3 right now. Let's check my numbers for this week. 11 runs, doing good. 4 home runs already. 10 RBIs, decent batting average. Don't care about stolen bases either. I got a win, a save, 20 strikeouts, great ERA, great whip. This guy, I don't know if he's going to be able to maintain that. I don't know how that's going to go, but that's the luck of fantasy sports. All fantasy sports are like this. You can be leading a category, and everybody just has their best week ever in that category. So no, I don't freak out about some of these. Let's take a look at another one here. Let's look at C6. This is the one that's climbing out of the cellar. They were in last place to start the season, slowly climbing out of the cellar. So let's look at the numbers. I don't care about anything but the numbers. Head-to-head stats, totals, batters, runs. Okay, I don't draft for runs. But here, look, again, right around 168. And that in this league is 8th. 49 home runs puts me tied for 2nd. 160 RBIs, again, a little lower than I want. I want that up here. 17, similar to the 18. 228 batting average, not great, probably last in the league. But I don't draft for that. Pitchers. Let's look at wins. 22 wins. That puts me here. It would have been, what was that? 2nd place, 3rd place in the other league? But this time it is 6th. 40 saves, almost too many saves. Excellent saves. Strikeouts suffer because I have so many closers. Look at this, 285. See, that's my fault. When I drafted C6, I drafted too many closers. My ERA is 3.77, not great. And my whip is 1.19, not great, but top 6. So this team, I am a little more concerned than the other. When we look at the home runs again, I'm a little more concerned than the other team with this particular team. But these are still not horrible numbers. And remember, fellas, a lot of these guys are slumping. They're not performing as we expect them to. Here's Max Muncy's doing fine. But Castellanos, he always starts the year slow. Kyle Schwarber's going to pick his home run rate up. Jake Berger has been hurt. I finally got him back. But then we look, and yes, look at this is what's suffering for my strikeouts. Finnegan, Holmes, Bednar, Foley, Harvey, Romano. So I am killing it with saves. But my strikeouts suffer. But they're not suffering terribly. And we'll look at the numbers on the totals, win-loss. Head-to-head stats, win-loss, pitchers. I'm 5-0. Look at that, 5-0 in saves, 2-3 in strikeouts, 4-1 in ERA. So those are going well. On batters, 2-3 on runs, which is surprising because that's pretty low. Home runs, though, I'm in second, and I'm 1-3-1. So when you see that, you say to yourself, oh, that shouldn't happen with this team. 2-3 on RBIs. Yeah, it could be 3-2, but... And then, I don't know, I've gotten a win and a tie on stolen bases, and I've gotten a win on batting average. But the numbers work out, and I am happy with both of these teams, although I'm a little happier with the C3, the way that their numbers look. And that doesn't reflect in their standings right now. 9th place for C3, and C6 is in 7th place. But anyways, this is why I'm not freaking out. This is why I tell you, don't freak out, please. It's only the beginning of the season. You got a long time to go. Some players are slumping. Some injuries are being overcome. And if you're getting the right numbers, you don't need to worry that you're not exactly getting the wins you need to. 23-25 with 2 ties is right on the edge of playoffs. C3 is 21-28-1, but last week was a brutal week. The player I played against had a great week. So, not freaking out. You shouldn't freak out either, because this is just the nature of fantasy sports. You might be getting your numbers, but someone else got better numbers that week. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. We'll get another update coming up soon.